the y of n which we need to get the output, which is equal to a into cos of, that is omega naught n plus phi. So now you know the trigonometric function which is cos of a plus b, so that you express in terms of that. So what you will get, a into cos of omega naught n into cos phi minus sin of omega naught n into sin phi. Okay, so now whatever we got the signal, we express that in terms of output, that is x1 of n plus, that is x2 of n. Now which is equal to, what is our x1 of n, which is sin of 5 pi into n. Okay, so sin of 5 pi n plus root 3 into cos of 5 pi n. Okay, so now you compare this one with the equation of this one. Okay, whatever y of n you are getting in equation 1, say for example if I tell this is equation 1 and equation 2, compare 1 and 2. Okay, if you compare 1 and 2, what will happen? Compare 1 and 2, what will happen? So you will get a into cos omega naught n into cos phi minus a into sin omega naught n into sin phi. Is it not? So now if you compare this one, what will happen? So there is the term which is compared to here, and there is a term which can be compared here. Okay, so now what is the value of a here? So if you take root 3 into cos of 5 pi n. Okay, so what is the value of a? A equal to root 3. So into, so what is a cos phi? Cos phi value here it is, in this term it is 1. Okay, a cos phi equal to, okay, so the value of a is root 3 and cos phi value is 1. Okay, in this equation, and in the similar way here, so a value it is 1 and sin phi value it is equal to 1 again. Okay, so now we need to compare and we need to take the values. Now you just leave this whatever uh, sign value which is there here, and here whatever sign value it is there here, compare, and another term you combine and give. Okay, so now what will become? A sin phi which is equal to 1 and sin omega naught n which is equal to sin of 5 pi n. Is it not? And similar way here, so what is a cos phi, which is, what is here a cos phi? A into cos phi. So what is a cos phi? So a into cos phi, we can take it as root 3 into 1, which is root 3, and similarly cos of 5 pi n, so which is equal to your cos of omega naught n. Okay, so now omega naught equal to, from these two equation we will get what is omega naught. So omega naught equal to 5 pi, and we can find it out what is a and phi. So from these two equation you have to find out what is a and phi. Okay, So now here a equal to 1 now. So what is the value of that is okay. So here a is root, okay, a is root 3 and cos phi is 1. Okay, so this is, if you compare this one, it is root 3 cos phi. Okay, so the value of a equal to root 3. So now this will become equal to uh, that is root 3 into cos phi. So that will be the value. Okay, just a minute. So now you take this a cos phi and a sin phi and divide it by if you take this as equation 3 and this one as equation 4, and if you take 3 by 4 the ratio, or since psi is there, 4 by 3 if you take the ratio, which is equal to a sin phi divided by a cos phi, which is equal to, what is a sin phi, which is 1, and a cos phi, which is equal to, so since here it is minus, it is there, so it is minus 1 by root 3. Okay, so since here it is plus, it is there, and in the equation it is in the form of minus, so if you take here minus, it will become minus 1 by 3. So now this will become, what is the value, which is tan phi equal to minus root 1 by root 3. So now this will be given, what is the value of phi, which is tan inverse of minus 1 by root 3, which will give minus pi by 3. Okay, so in the similar way, so any one of this equation you can put it the value of that phi value, and you can find what is the amplitude value. So now you find the, what is the amplitude value, which is, so a, you can take this cells, this itself, a cos phi equal to root 3. So a into, what is a cos phi, cos pi by 3, it is root 3 by 2, is it not? So which is equal to root 3. So since it is a cos of minus pi by 3, and if you take cos of minus theta, it will become equal to, since it is a even function, cos of theta, which is, so now a equal to root 3 by root 3 by 2, which is equal to the value 2. So now we know what is the value of a, and we know what is the value of phi. Now you express, so the signal in terms of this signal. So what is your final output signal? So the final representation, okay, the final representation will be your y of n equal to, what is a? A is 2, and what is omega naught? Omega naught is 5 pi n minus, what is the value of phi? It is minus pi by 6. So is it pi by 3 or pi by 6? It is pi by 6. It is not pi by 3, it is pi by 6. So it is 1 over root 3 is pi by 6. So here also, so this pi by 6 value, it is root 3 by 2. So pi by 3 it will be 1 by 2. Okay. So now this is how you have to express that signals. If the same similar kind of problems, if it is given, so we can express. Okay. This is one of the problem which can be only you can express if the angular frequency of the both the signal which will be same. Okay, so is there any doubt in this problem? Hello, so is there any doubt in this problem? Understood or not? Hello. Obviously, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Is it
Yes, sir.
understood the problem?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Any doubt on that?
No, sir.
Janavi, hello.
Yes, sir.
Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now we'll do one more problem. Okay. So show that. So this is a in general problem, which is show that the x of n, which is equal to e power j omega naught n, is periodic. Okay, is periodic only only when only when omega is multiples or rational multiple of rational multiple of 2 pi. Just a simple general way of finding the solution. So if any problem, if it is given in terms of this, okay, so you need to show whether this x of n is periodic or not. Now how to prove that? So we know that x of n, which will be given it as x of n plus n, where n is the fundamental period. If it is giving the same signal back x of n, then we will call it as it is periodic. Is it not? So if it is giving the same signal, so then it is said that it is periodic. So now how to prove that? So just replace n by n plus n. So now this is periodic only if it is giving the same signal. Now replace, so given signal by n plus n value. So now what is x of n plus n, which is equal to e power j omega naught of n plus n. Okay, so now you split this signal, which is given by e power j omega naught n into e power j omega naught caps n. So now when this signal will become periodic, when this value of the exponential becomes 1 equal to 1, then you can say that the given signal is periodic. Okay, so now equate that e power j omega naught capital N equal to 1. Okay, so now you will get what is the value for the omega naught. Okay, so equate that e power j omega naught n, which is equal to 1. Okay, so now, so this we can express as we know already. So the complex exponential can be expressed as cos of omega naught n plus j sin of omega naught n. Okay, which is equal to 1. So now when this signal will, or when this equation will become 1, so whenever this will go to, so this value of omega naught n, okay, if it is integer multiples of 2 pi, then it will become 1, and if it is integer multiples of 2 pi, so then this sign will become 0. Okay, if it is integer multiples of 2 pi, okay, so then it will become 0. So now what is your omega naught? So omega naught equal to 2 pi m by n. Okay, so now this is what the required result, which is this angular frequency, if it is integer multiples of, that is rational multiples of 2 pi, that is 2 pi into m by n, so which is rational number. So when this omega naught, if it is a rational multiples of 2 pi, then this given signal whatever e power j omega naught n, which will be set as we can say it as periodic. Okay, so this is a general solution or general derivation. Okay, so is it understood? Any doubt? Hello? Hello? So this we have already done many problems based on this, is it not? So is it understood? So we'll go for next one. So based on this only, this based on this whatever we derived now. Okay. So now we'll go the next one. So now your signal x of n, which is given by e power j 3 pi by uh, 8 into t. Okay. So this is your sorry x of t, which is given x of t. So now if you sample, if x of t is sampled with, if x of t is sampled with the sampling period ts equal to 5 by 3 seconds. Say for example, if x of t is sampled with the sampling period ts equal to 5 by 3, so the resultant discrete time signal, resultant discrete time the resultant discrete time signal is periodic or not. Okay, is periodic or not. If it is periodic, then find the fundamental period here. Okay, so this is a problem. So you are given by x of t signal. So now it is sampled with the sampling interval or sampling period 5 by 3. Now find the resultant discrete time signal, and that discrete time signal, whether it is periodic or not, we have to find out. And if it is periodic, we have to find out the fundamental period n. Okay, so this is the problem. So now the first step we need to sample, so with the sampling period ts. So now when you will get x of that is x1 of n ts, that is if you replace the t by, that is x of t by n into ts, you will get the sampled version, which is we'll call it as discrete time signal, is it not? So now if you replace the sampling period, what you will get, that is x of n, which is equal to, so x1 of n into what is sampling period, which is 5 by 3. Okay, so now this will be equal to, so x of, that is, so t, which is replaced by, so t is replaced by 5n by 3. Okay, so now this will be your discrete time signal. So you will get discrete time signal as x of n, which is equal to x1 of n into 5 by 3, so which is equal to e power j 3 pi by 8. Now what is the t we need to replace? T we need to replace by, so 5 by 3 into n, is it not? So this is we need to replace. Okay, so it is 5 by 3 into n. Okay, so now if you take out this 3, cancel each other, and what is the resultant signal, which is equal to e power j 5 pi by 8. Okay, so now, So this the resultant discrete time signal, which is 5 pi by 8 into n. So now if this resultant signal, if it is periodic, what is the condition? So whatever 5 pi by 8 omega naught n should be equal to integer multiples of 2 pi, is it not? So now you take that omega naught n. Okay, so now what is our discrete time signal which we obtained? So whatever the that resultant signal which we obtained, which is e power j. So what is your x of n now? So your x of n now, which is equal to e power j 5 pi by 8 into n. So now if you compare that one, what is omega naught n? So omega naught equal to, which is equal to 5 pi by 8. So now this one we can write it as 2 pi m by n, which is equal to 5 pi by 8. So what is the resultant value? N equal to, so pi will get cancelled, and 2 and sorry, so now n equal to, if you multiply, which is 16, 18 to 16, 16 by 5 into m, 16 by 5 into m, is it not? So now for what values of m, the n will be integer. For m equal to 5, 10 and so on, what is the value of n? N will be equal to 16, 32, like this. So this is your fundamental period for m equal to 5, 10, like that. So the fundamental period will be 16, 32, like that. So this is how you need to find. So the sampled version of the signal, if it is given in the continuous domain, and you have to find out the what is the period of that signal. Okay, is it understood? Is it understood? Any doubt? Kusuma, Maulya,
Sir.
No
Kirti,
doubt, sir.
Kirtana. Hello, Kirtana.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any doubt? Anybody is saying any doubt? Okay, so we'll do one more problem. I will give and just you try out. Okay, so here only I'll give just you take the problem which is similar kind, and you try to solve it, and tell me the fundamental period, how much you get. So just take e power x of t. Take this problem x of t, which is equal to e power j. Okay, so what I give, okay, per j 2 pi by 5 t, and you take the sampling period as 1 over or 1 over 2 itself. Sampling period 1 over 2. Do this problem simply. Whatever we did the earlier problem, you just follow that method and tell me the what is the discrete time signal and also the fundamental period. What is x of n and also what is the fundamental period. Try to solve this one. Have you done?
So there's a m value 10, 20, and 10 intervals of time.
So how you did? You have to take t equal to 1 by 2 into n, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Then
So
it will become pi by 5 e power j pi by 5 m
okay.
into n.
Yeah.
Then 2 pi by n is equal to pi m by 5.
Okay.
So pi cancels and n is
Yeah.
one
What is
second,
your
sir.
omega naught? Omega naught will be equal to your pi by 5. Is
Pi
it?
into n. Sir.
Is it right? This one?
The screen is not visible.
Okay. So
Screen is not visible, sir.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll do it. So now omega naught you got this one 5 by 5.
Yes, sir.
So now what is the that is when it
2
will be,
pi.
yeah, e
Uh,
power j 5 by 5 into n. You are
n.
getting like this, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is the value of omega naught? It is 5 by
Pi by 5.
5. So now what is the value of omega naught in general? It is 2 pi by m into n, which will be equal to pi by 5, right?
Yes, sir.
So now what is the value of n? So pi cancel each other and it
Yes,
is
sir. N is
10 m,
10m.
right now. So
Yes,
for
sir.
now for m
Any
equal to,
value of 1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah, 1 2 3 you will get the n value as 10, 10 20 like that. All of you got like this? Any doubt? All of you solved, no? Hello? Anybody is having doubt? Hello? All of you solved? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So now another one problem I'll give. Just try to solve this one, or else I will. You try to solve. If you don't get, I will tell you. Okay. A simple one based on the delta function. So which is minus 1 to 1. Okay. 3 t square plus 1 into del of t into dt. Now what is the value of this? Can anybody answer? It is based on the property of the delta function. So just assume this as a x of t, your signal. Okay. So now what is our property of delta signal? That is minus infinity to plus infinity x of t into del of t into dt. What you will get? X of 0, right? Because this delta function is 1 only when t equal to 0, right? Is it not? So now we will get x of 0. So now here what will happen? Only you have to replace the value by, whenever t is there you have to replace it by 1. Whenever the value of t equal to 1 it will become the value, so corresponding value, that is, sorry, t equal to 0. Okay, this delta function will become 1 when t equal to 0. So now this value you replace it by the t value by 0, what you will get? So this will become 1. So this the function value, it will be equal to 1. Is it not? Is it understood? It is a property of the delta function. Okay, in the similar way you just try to do this one, which is minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus t into del of 2t minus 2 into dt. Find out this value, the function of this value. It will be helpful in 1 or 2 marks questions, it may give. So that's why I am doing this one. Okay, so now you just try to do this one. What is the actual property you can use? So you can use the scaling property of delta function. Okay, scaling property of delta function. Try to use scaling property and try to find out the value. Anybody got anything? That is, what is the value of this? Hello? Anybody got any value? What is the value? Hello? Gaganashri? Did you get what is the value of that function?
Sir?
Did you get the value of that function? Did you
Sir,
try?
am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir,
Yeah, hello.
sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Hello.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma, you are audible.
Sir,
Yeah, you are audible. Okay, maybe some problem is there. So anybody got any answer? Subramanya, did you get it? Hello.
Yes, I'm trying to do it.
Okay.
Getting it 2t minus 2.
How much? How
Like
much
I
you
will
got?
get lambda by 2, right, sir? Like outside.
What?
Uh, I'm not getting this properly, sir.
Okay, so we will do it, no problem. Okay. So now just use the property of delta function here, scaling property. So you will get it. So now minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus t. So now you just take out the value of 2 outside the parenthesis. So what you will get? You will get t minus 1. Is it not? Just I am taking the value 2 here outside, which is, so if you get it outside, it will become t minus 1. Is it not? So now what is the function of the delta, which is del of at, which we have defined, which is equal to 1 over a into del of t. Is it not? Have you remember this property? Del of at equal to 1 over a into del of t. Just apply the same thing here. So what you will get? So you will get minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus t. So 1 over 2, okay, into del of t minus 1, t minus 1 into dt. So now you see this function, what will happen? Only at t equal to 1, your function, the value which will be exist as 1. Okay. So whenever this t will become equal to 1, then it will be exist. So now what will your function will become? So I'll take next page. Okay, so what is your function, which is in minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus
Sir,
t? Yeah.
explain once again, sir.
Okay, just a minute. So here this is a problem, right? E power minus t. into del of 2t minus 2 into dt, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now you
Sir,
know. Hello.
the
Hello.
first problem also, sir.
First problem in the sense this one, whatever e power j, or
Not,
okay, this one,
sir,
whatever, this one, right?
infinity.
Hello. 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 Tell me which problem exactly. I will explain again. No problem. So have you got this one? Hello. Hello.
Sir, I am audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, x1 of
Hello. X1 of. Hello. Hello. Who is speaking? Hello. Okay, maybe network issue. She is not able to tell properly. So now we are doing this one, and this one, as I said, so this delta function property at t equal to 0 it will become 1. So if you substitute the value of t here, so this will become the value 1. Okay, so if you, in terms, if you explain, which is 3t square plus 1, okay, only at t equal to 0, so which will become equal to 1. Okay, so this is a actual property. So now the same another property which we are using for this problem, which is e power minus t into del of 2t minus 2. So now use this property del of at equal to 1 by a into del of t. This is a scaling property. So you just apply this one. So what will happen? So you take out the 2, so outside, and it will become t minus 1. So del of 2 into t minus 1. So now this apply the scaling property for this. So you will get 1 half into del of t minus 1. So now this function will become equal to 1, that is integration of whatever the function into del of t minus 1 into dt. This will become 1 when del equal to del, that is t value equal to 1. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. So e power minus t into half into del of t minus 1 into dt. Okay, so now this function will be, so this del function will be equal to 1, the value, when t equal to 1. Okay, so now what will happen? So this will be half into e power minus t. So this will be values, it will be there as it is, and when this will be equal to t equal to 1. Okay, you have to evaluate, because this function del of t minus 1 into dt, it will become equal to 1 when t equal to 1. So now this function as it is will be there, and you apply this one when t equal to 1, so this will be having the value. So now apply t equal to the value 1, it will become half into e power minus 1. So the substitute the value of t equal to 1 here, it will become, so 1 by half into e power minus 1. This will be equal to 1 by 2. So this is the value which you got for this problem. So simple, remember this minus infinity to infinity del of t into dt equal to 1 always. So this function you have to use everywhere. And then in the similar way, if you have a shifted version, so that is del of t minus t naught into dt. Okay, so this is only when t equal to 0, and here this function will be equal to 1 when t equal to t naught. Okay, so that's particular value you need to substitute to get this function as 1. The same property we are using here. Okay, so in the earlier problem and here you are using the shifted function, the value of t equal to 1. So here it is in general t naught, and here we are the t naught equal to 1. So is it understood? So now you can talk which problem you are not understanding. Earlier somebody was telling that some problem explanation once more. You can talk. So who is having doubt in any of the problem which we solved today? Hello, Gaganashri. Hello.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible now. What happened last time?
Sir, that's what, sir. Some network issue happened, so I just shifted my data to Wi-Fi, sir.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. So now you understood our screen was visible earlier also.
Yes, yes, sir. Like it was little blur, but it was visible. No, my data was problem, sir.
Okay. So now
It
you
was.
if you have any doubt, and even you can ask the class people also. Somebody was telling that to explain once more. So which problem they are having doubt. So you just tell me, and even step by step I will write and I will send it to you. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
So anybody is having any problem, you just ask once, because somebody is talking and in between network they are not audible. Okay.
Okay, 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 sir.
So ask everybody in till now what are the problems which I solved. If there are any doubt in any particular problem, you ask them and send it to me that particular problem. I'll write step by step as well as I'll explain once more. Okay.
Okay, 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 sir.
Okay. Subramanya, now you did you got it that problem? How to solve that? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I got it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
simplifying it, but didn't initially I didn't got the delta t minus t naught version.
Okay.
I
Okay.
got it.
Okay. Okay. So anybody is having any doubt? Okay. So today we'll stop here and we'll do some more because plenty of problems are there. So we cannot solve all the problems, but whatever important and which is very helpful to your subject, I am solving. And even still more problems are there. We'll try to solve if time permits in the next class, or we will do some simulation kind of thing, how these signals are look like if you code it in any software. So that we will see in the next class, and also if possible we will do some more problem. Okay. So we'll stop today.